Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean-Nicholas, licensed marriage family therapist and owner of Renewed Hope Counseling. I want to continue talking about communication because we know it's vital to every healthy relationship. So go ahead and grab your tea, I got mine, or your coffee, and let's dig in. So what do we know? We know that communicating our concerns, our desires, or our expectations, even with the best intentions in our familiar and our intimate relationships, can be a challenge. And they're challenging because when you're in communication, whether you are the deliverer of the message or the listener of the message, the tendency to become reactive increases. You may want to tell your partner you don't appreciate something that they've done. If your partner reacts to your message versus responds, you're going to now start reacting to their reaction as well. And this state of reactivity can cause a breakdown or even a shutdown in communication, leading to disconnection and even at sometimes resentment. Although it can be challenging to move from a state of reactivity to a state of responsiveness, if you're the speaker and you make this shift, you have the best chance of the listener to being able to hear and understand you. So let me give you the 4 C's that may help you as a speaker bring the conversation back to a very safe and kind space. But before I do that, please consider taking a break from the conversation if it gets heated and creating some space to activate your calming system that I talked about last week. This is where you can tend to your physical needs by focusing on your breathing and releasing any tension that you may have from the conversation. No communication is effective in a reactive state. The first C is consideration. Consider what might be under your anger or frustration. Remember, there's always a more vulnerable emotion like sadness or hurt that exists. For example, when you speak with the more vulnerable emotion, you're able to say, I really feel overwhelmed with all the housework. I get afraid when it's late and you haven't communicated where you are. Or it makes me sad when I want to share my heart with you and you're looking at your phone. This allows you to focus on your feelings and your needs without blaming or making any type of accusations. The next C is clarity. Clarity helps to avoid any misunderstanding. You want to make sure that you first know exactly what you're feeling and even what you're needing. It's hard for the other person to understand what you feel or need if you don't even understand it yourself. This is why self-awareness is important, taking the time to self-examine. You also want to stick to one issue at a time. You never want to bring up more than one issue at a time because it will become overwhelming to the listener and you are guaranteed a reaction instead of a response. The next C is connection. It's amazing how warm our hearts are towards our loved ones when things are going well. Keep that same energy, that same warmth, even in conflict. Try to remember that this is someone you love and that you're loved by, even though we may not agree. As best as you can, speak with respect, kindness, gentleness. Avoid choosing words that are condescending or communicate shame. And definitely avoid any name calling. Stay connected at all costs. And finally, compassion. Keep in mind that no one is perfect. So as you communicate your heart to someone, remember your delivery should be the one that takes into consideration the other person and their feelings. Your goal is not to injure the other person, as well as having an attitude of compassion. Keep your heart open to receiving what the other person may express. Compassion is tender. Think sponge versus Brillo pad. Both can be used to clean, but will make 2 different impacts. So these 4 C's will help the speaker when they're in communication and when reactivity begins to arise. But what if you're the listener? What are some tools for you? Well, I'm going to address that next week, but that's it for today. So I hope that you enjoyed your tea with tea on this Talk Therapy Tuesday. I'm Tanya McLean-Nicholas, and I hope that you have a great day.